On to another episode, Middle Ground with JLE L.L.C, where we treat you like family. That's the theme song, Detroit Love, from my first album, the JLE Experience. Trying to fix this screen like I did the last time. I own the music to the song. Don't copyright that Facebook. Here with my younger brother, Gairyd, cousin Gairyd Fuller, songwriter, vocal producer. We have a special disc here in town. So I'm trying to get him on here, and where in the world is to make it go wide, people? What is really? There we go. I did get a degree. I know a little something. There we go. Ah, there we couldn't with Greece now. I ain't get to see you. Say hi to your mom. Hey, Miss Fuller. You know,
oh man,
this is gonna be a fun. This is my young brother, man. We're gonna chop
for
it up.
sure.
First question: what led you to this path to get into the music game?
Honestly, it was two things. It was two things. One was definitely my dad. My dad, he would travel with Zapp and Roger back in the day, and he would play with them. I believe before I was born, but like a ringer, you know what I mean? Like they needed somebody to play bass because they were too, out of it to play. He would do that. He actually had to leave from doing that because my mom was telling me like exhaustion, and he kept having to go to the hospital because it was too much.
Yeah, that's a grind.
So that got me into it, and also my older brother, he used to always play like a bunch of music that he wouldn't. How can I say it? He would play it, I'd hear it, and every time I would want to listen to it, he'd get mad, and like older brothers, and turn it off.
Get out of my room.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like he used to have like old like DOS Effects records and L.L.C Scratch.
Okay.
So like, and I always thought that was cool. So I'm like, if he's not gonna allow me to listen to this, I'm gonna try to actually re-sing it as close to them as I possibly can.
Okay.
So doing that, and then my mom, she was like, "Oh well, that's cool. Let's start putting you in lessons." So I just built from there.
So young age. Yeah. I learned about Marvel DC because I used to go bug my brother. Say if he's reading Spider-Man Part 12. Comic.
Yeah.
12. I'm trying to bug him like, shut up, take these 11 comics, leave me alone.
You're not getting the new one.
Now here's 12. He's our new one. Like, all right, now who's this? Who's that? Who's that? What's the point? What's all this for?
Quiz time.
And we kept doing it to point. Okay, what part you on? Let me get those. Then we found Kensha because he was the baby before I came, so he didn't like me.
Yeah.
He was straight set tripping like, you took my spot, dog.
That's dumb. That's dumb. So like, what did I do?
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. I'm like, I ain't telling them to that song that night. James Taylor, whoever. Shout out to the artists, I'm just trying to do my thing. Live up my little purpose. So it's just gonna be a good. This is my brother. We're gonna talk for sure. So how'd you come up with the name Cousin Gairyd? So I ain't never heard that before.
Man, a lot of people like every time I meet someone, it's been like this ever since I was little. They know someone else that I know. And they're like, oh, such and such. And I'm like, yeah, I'm actually really cool. And for some reason, they'll always FaceTime or call to confirm. And they're like, yo, that's my dog. I'm like, I feel like I'm related to everybody. Like, and then when I meet them, it's kind of like, oh, I'm always friends with them. So I'm like everybody's cousin. Like I'm that one cousin you always see at the family reunion. That's Gairyd.
So when was the first time you recorded?
Wow. Whew. We're gonna go back to what's his name? I think I remember listening to like an old Lil Yachty song, and he made reference to this, like recorded in the closet on sock mics. And that's exactly what we did. We used to get in the closet, taking paper for like a code to trap on the side and put a sock over the mic and recorded Lawrence's parents' bathroom.
Man, it was an apartment on 2nd and Warren at Wayne State when I was doing music program. Yeah. And we had a song we had to do. This dude had in his basement apartment a little hookup. Go in that room. I got everything like, I'm like, man, I done heard of the Temptation trying to get a record deal with all them old school cats.
What is this?
Where's the water leaking? I'm just looking for that in the ceiling. Because you said it's going to work. You're like, Jeff, stop clowning like you do. I'm just saying, man. We had it college. This is the best we could do, bro. old man is right there. They got the studio. What are we doing?
It's like, nope, we right here in this closet. Okay.
No, how was that experience? First time mixing.
At the time, it seemed cool. It seemed like we were, like, unstoppable, if you will. It seemed like, nothing. No one could tell us anything. It was a lot of trial and error, more error than anything. But
dude, first song I made back in was it 01? Somewhere around there. I was so excited.
Yeah,
I put like 5 different sounds in that one track, but you couldn't tell me I wasn't Babyface 2.0. That was my role model. Like I'm the man. I'm coming up. Y'all better check me out.
That's how I felt.
My homeboy's like, Jeff, you're doing too much, man. Like, I'm calling a girl up there that time. She got my back. I put it on speaker too. Like, she got me. I don't care what y'all, Jeff. I'm sorry, it sucked. I'm like, oh Lord, I should have put it on speaker. The squad gonna clown me, and it was clowning session. Like, we told you, fool, you did too much with that song. See, even she said, like, y'all just don't know genius when you see it. Y'all, I'm misunderstood.
That was definitely me for sure. I remember one time I was making beats, and my mom, she worked in Indiana at the time.
Okay.
And her and I would drive back and forth. And I played a beat for her. Mm-hmm. I didn't tell her it was me, and she said, "Oh, this is bad. Don't ever play this again." And I was like, "Okay, I haven't made a beat since." And then she tried to make up for it by buying a beat and putting it on her radio show.
That's
And I said, "Nah, the damage is done. I never made a beat again." I was like, "Yeah, I'm super discouraged." So.
But I had to keep trying. By my third song, I started learning what my sound would be.
Yeah.
There was a guy Lauren I used to work with, cool dude. We was in music department together.
Okay.
He wound up moving to Canada. I'm like, well, I'm done with music. So he gave me a great deal.
Yeah.
I don't know about nobody else with a studio. Ain't like $3,000 an hour. Like, I don't know about this thing. I'm about to be a corporate venturist to get this management degree because I was getting my head beat into music because I thought it'd be easier to engineer.
Yeah.
But then you do ear training.
Yeah, that's different.
God, I remember taking the test. And you do doing beats.
Yeah.
I'm like, why this dude making beats? What are you playing around for? He's like, Jeff, this is part of the test. Like, what? What do you mean this is part of the test, dude? The whole class started laughing. Like, is he high? He been working too hard? What's wrong with this brother? Like, dude, why are you on the piano making beats? I make beats. What are you doing? Dude, your sheet paper, right? Your treble. You got to write what the notes are. You're like, oh, reverse engineer. Oh, snap. I didn't think we was doing this in music. I thought this was easier. Oh, well, I'm try it again. I'm string up the band. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, we gonna suck. We gonna suck. I know there's a whole note. I don't know about the half and quarter note. I'm gonna put something down.
Abracadabra.
Yep, it wasn't working for you, man. Like, this is that. I'm like, wow. But we had was it Dr. Augustus Hill? Awesome director for the choir.
Yeah.
He started teaching like it sounds to everything, Jeff. You really just sit back and listen. And he'll shake his keys.
Yeah.
E flat. Like, hey, this dude been smoking some weed or something?
Yeah, because perfect.
But he'll press it on the keyboard like, oh.
That's what it was.
It was E flat. Everything he did, he'd find it. I'm like, wow, I didn't know sounds was like that. Like, okay.
Wow.
So your first album, you had to do like a 6, 3, 5 song back in mid-millennium you did?
Yeah. Before the group Science Parkway, yeah.
Oh, you was in the group?
Yeah. It was
I don't know that. I remember that one.
It was like Gnarls Barkley, if you will. Like I was the singer and my guy Jason, he was the producer.
Okay.
So, but like he would actually co-write some of the stuff and not actually co-produce. Like I never actually played. He played everything. Except, I tell him, okay, we'll do this.
I do that too.
Man, like if like he heard some lines or whatever, so it was everything was mutual. It was 50-50.
Okay.
More so on the production side, 80-20 him. But writing side, 50-50. But
got you.
So now I remember we put that out. We got like a lot of traction. We had like a mini tour. Like we went to L.A.
Okay.
Went to New York. We had like a few other shows around. So it was for what it was pretty successful. But they were like, it was just
that look on your face.
It was just too much going on. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
I guess the timing was like bad. You know, like I said, it's still my brother till this day. Like we still work on music, but like during that time we were young. You know, and it's one of the things that just wasn't meant to happen at that moment. If we been able to have the mindset we have now and mindset we have now, and done it then it would have been completely different.
Yeah, that's something I noticed when I would start doing more music. To be a new addition, actually get out there, break up, get back together.
Yeah.
You got to be focused on that purpose.
You have to.
Through all the distractions, because anything can happen. Life happens. You be like, oh, dang, we supposed to do a show last night. I totally forgot.
Yeah.
Big Mama just passed or something.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they called it cuss out because they paid us money and you ain't perform. Like,
here comes the lawsuit.
Yeah. You gonna do something?
Yeah. No, so it's definitely a thing.
So y'all broke up. Then what was your next step?
Honestly, man, I thought that I was done with music for a while.
You too.
Yeah, like I kind of was over it. But the moment I felt like I was done, I actually found myself like trying to like experiment with like writing for other people.
Okay.
And then people were actually contacting me a lot, like, "Oh, you can't stop. You know, I need this." And that led to me writing with like a lot of different artists, and it got to make a lot of music I never thought that I'd be able to make.
Okay.
And that actually got me into vocal producing more. And like, so I like during that transition from like then to like Atlanta, I found who I was, you know, like, and I learned exactly what I was able to do.
Now, for someone that might want to go in that field, what's vocal producing?
Vocal producing is actually creating the song itself, like the harmonies itself, which are around it, exactly how to sing the note, enunciation.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so actually like building the track, but not even like focused on the actual words, but just constructing the melody itself and what would have the most impact on when you're creating it. So my thing is, and I'm huge on this, it's almost like a
I write it, then I go back to what you do.
Yeah. So remember I told you like I could like I'll make a whole song with no words. I do like the background harmonies and everything, and then I'll go back and add words after. It's like and I don't do that all the time, but it's like sometimes like I hear like like what like I hear like what I see it more so. It's kind of like I'm seeing sound. Okay. Then my theory is, can this song stand alone without a beat? So then I always want to hear the acapella. So while we're doing that, I always mute the beat. And then create everything around it. And I want to make sure it sounds like, I always say it sounds like Christmas.
I got you.
If it sounds pretty like Christmas, we're cooking with fire.
Another thing I took from Babyface, everything built up to the chorus.
Absolutely.
Was the song.
Yeah.
So if an idea, something came in my head, I'll stop what I'm doing, I'll write it down now with technology, hit record.
Yeah.
And get that, and then try to build a story. Like my first album, wrote a song, I don't know. Dope song, I did all of it.
Realize that's
dope song. It got a star on Apple Music too.
That matters. A lot of people don't know that star.
Both albums, JLE Experience, JLE World, all of them had a star by it. So I'm a little nice.
No, that matters. That star matters.
But I made it, and we driving, and she like, so you don't know, huh? Well, what's she talking about? I'm like, oh, the song is about. I'm like, the first album. If I never make another album, try to cover all type of topics, help spice. So that particular song, at the time, me and my wife didn't have no beef or nothing. Just, well, if you had an issue with your girl, whoever, what do you do?
Yeah.
And I came up with the story. I'm like, well, I need to have a story for the song.
Yeah.
And well, that's the story. He gonna go down to Belle Isle, think about it, talk about it. And I remember MC Brains and Boyz II Men when they hooked up on 2 songs back in the day. So in the first verse, I might be talking because I wanted to have a group. Yeah, David named Harmony.
I already told me that. I remember that.
Harmony's gonna be feature Harmony one day. I don't care if me and somebody, me myself 5 times. So I'm like, I'll get my little Boyz II Men on with this thing. I say it. I come into Harmony with my producer language, like, trust me, it's gonna work. Yeah, I see it. And I'm like, this boy
going crazy.
I don't know. Like, yeah. And she just like, so you guys see you want to tell me, put in a song like, I'm mad at you about that. What are you talking about? I'm like, what is This song ain't about us. Well, for songs to have good passion, like I'm different.
Yeah.
I died at birth, came back, so I'm a little different.
Yeah.
I need to come up with a good story.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at you. This song ain't about it. It's for anyone that might deal with that. You gonna come back home and try to work it out.
Yeah, for sure.
But she like, nah, this dude on this Negro on some bullshit, whatever. Go on, dude. I ain't feeling nothing you said. Just had that in there, right? You feeling like I did not think about what people think this is actually, because all the songs were not autobiography.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Some were, some just I need a scenario to fit the song. Cool. And man, I was like, oh my goodness. No, I never thought about that music before. I'm just trying to
be a
If
creative.
I never do it again, I know I can make it. I know I can do it.
Yeah.
I ain't think to make another album.
That's just you being a creative, though. You know, like a lot of people, my mom used to always tell me, like, a lot of people aren't going to really understand you because, you know, like your mindset is different. Like, you
see the world totally different as
you
a
do.
musician.
Yeah. It's like
everything is musical.
Because what we're doing, we're literally snatching something out of thin air that's never been done before and giving it birth and saying, here, you know, and then we're presenting it to the world. So we're super vulnerable as well.
Keaton, shout out to him. He said that we was walking Wayne State campus years when I first met him.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you musician? You're crazy. Like,
yeah.
Well, I gotta be crazy. It's like what 24 major minor notes and you just pulling them to making your own sound. Everybody can't do that. Yeah. I never thought about like, for you to make any type of music, you nice.
But see, in our mindset, we think that everyone can do it because it's so easy for us. You see what I mean? And then when people like they say, "Well, I can't make this," we're looking like, "Why the heck can't you?" You know, like you have ears. You know, you can speak. Even if you don't have,
I have felt like, well, what's the?
Yes.
What you mean? Like it's simple. It's beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah, it's like it's
what's your topic? Okay, what's your chorus? Blah blah blah. Okay,
and there it's a sandwich.
You got to fill in some stuff. Maybe have a little bridge. Boom, you done.
Then you're done. That's it. Now on to the next one.
Yeah, but it is a process because every song, dude, the first album, I would have a headache.
Oh yeah, I get it.
But when it's done, you're like, wow,
it's the most amazing thing because it's like,
I made that.
Yeah, wow. It's funny because like I think of, like when I think of my son, I think of now I look at my process of creating music different because
that definitely.
I look, you know what I mean? Like I think about him, you know, like okay. How would he feel when I'm gone, when he goes back and listens to the song? You know, like I want him to think like, okay, well, he too is able to create that because I created him, you know? Mm-hmm. So like, you know, and he goes on, you know, and he has kids like, okay, well, I'm a creator. So it's like, if I wanted to do what Pops did, I can do that.
Okay.
And, you know, he becomes a music. It's like, I'm a creator. So all that stuff, you know, I look more into it now.
And people you know can be an influence because the song Man Talk on the first album, I knew I wanted to make something because my producer, Throne Music, gave it to me.
Yeah.
West Coast beat, like, all right, I don't know what I'm doing with it. I let him think named Deshaun, chop it up with a lot. I was like, I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, you ain't got a theme, like, what about giving game to your son or nephew? Somebody like, oh, that's a good idea. Then I started thinking about Tupac, Letter to My Unborn. To me, that was
my unborn child,
That gotta be to me his greatest song. Like you just sat back, thought about what would you tell your child about life and how he can navigate. Like, wow, that's amazing art.
To me, that's like top 10 Tupac songs. He has so many.
He got so many, but just that creativity of it, like, wow. So I'll take that. Well, what you gonna talk about in the song? Because if you're gonna talk to your son, you gotta tell him your story. So first verse talks about, my dad died when I was 12. And I ain't always tell my family, but dope dealers and gangs are like, oh, you LeBron, come here.
Yeah.
So I got this bread. Don't you want to get down? And I'm like, I love women too much.
Yeah, I'm not trying to.
Ain't none of that in prison.
I'm not trying to sacrifice.
No.
Honestly, that was like one of my biggest fears too.
I'm going to
prison, being like with a bunch of dudes, like I'm straight on that.
Yeah, being a nerd is all right.
I
taught the dude out in computer class 10th grade. And he just kept pressing like, Jeff, I got $5 grand on me. You don't want to get down like, all right, let's do the economics. You the foot soldier. You doing all the work. He got the Cadillac and fine female.
Yeah.
You get out of line, he slapping you around in front of everybody.
Especially that female and her friends that You want to talk?
Me, I was short and fat. I'm working on myself.
I'm working on myself.
I went 5'8". Like now, I'm tall in these streets. Back then, I'm really short.
Yeah.
I'm like, I might be short and fat, but I could talk to all the beautiful women in class and not worry about is this dude going to jump in the room and get me, or this dude catch me in the hallway, because you're doing all that crap after 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, you don't have to look over your shoulder. Your family.
Get your life together, brother.
Yeah.
He got jumped out. Then I started seeing him like, there's plenty of beautiful women to hold a conversation with. You ain't gonna worry anybody trying to hurt you.
Life is different at that.
Get your degree, man. Do something. Yeah. Like, go on. And talking through that in the first verse and the second verse, like what I visioned his life, having a business, family, talking about sports stuff. I had to throw in that. You're gonna be wrong because I'm just fine. You don't know nothing.
Yeah.
People heard that. Like, oh, that's a funny part of the show. Like, I'm just saying.
Like,
what do you know?
Yeah, you haven't. I've lived in this earth for years. Denzel, I remember doing against Denzel for years.
I mean, I walked when there was a foot of snow going to Guest Middle School and get up there, school clothes. Like, dude, you got the news. Can't you sit let these people know I ain't got to walk in the snowsuit?
Yeah.
Now I got to walk back home.
Wet feet.
Man, y'all ain't right, man. People got way better tech now, like instantly. School's closed.
Yeah, you get a text message alert now.
Mm-hmm. But like that, dear.
No, I remember, we used to always turn on the news. I remember we had, that year was like 26 inches of snow.
Oh my god!
And I looked at my mom and I remember saying, "Yo, I'm 100% sure."
Go out there and shovel that crap.
Yeah. My mom did not want anybody else to go out there. She didn't believe in snow blowers, so Dubs and I used to be out there pissed. I remember he used to have asthma attacks. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's when we used to get the real snow. Now we get a little. Shut it down, like
dustings.
It must be nice to be privileged now.
Man, what?
Oh, it ain't a foot of snow. Y'all go to school in that 8 inches. Y'all all right.
We used to have messed up. We had a messed up sidewalk, and so we had to shovel it a certain way. We had people slip on there a few times.
We always had a snow fight just past the time out there.
Oh yeah, we definitely had snow fights with our neighbors, man. Yeah.
Now, what made you move out to Cali?
That was always my goal. Okay. Ever since the very beginning. Like when I was part of that group, I made a song called "Stay Where the Lakers Play."
Okay.
I've always been a Shaq fan until now, till recent. Gotcha. Excuse me, but like I've always been like a fan of. My grandfather was the biggest Dodgers fan.
Okay.
Ever. Like I don't know, like if you see me like last few times I was here, I was always wearing a Dodgers hat.
Yeah, I didn't notice that, boy.
I wear it, and also because in LA, it's the most neutral hat you can wear. Doesn't matter if it's black or blue or whatever. Excuse me. But you can always wear a Dodgers hat. You don't have to worry about gangs. You don't mess with it. So
yeah, you don't want the problems.
But I moved to LA because I knew that I'd have more opportunity out there as well. I knew that. I mean, it's tough. It's definitely tough, but I knew that I would be able to have a chance, because like here it's a lot harder. Like in the realm that I was trying to do things, there were like a lot of gatekeepers and of course people saying, well, you can only do this. I remember one time I used to rap and I made this song and my boy, he's actually gone now, rest in peace, Darren J. I believe it was his uncle or something was like the head of programming at the radio station.
Okay.
And we used to give him our music and they were like, no, we're not playing this. They said got to get a mix and master. So we went to, I can't remember the studio, but we paid top dollar, mixed and mastered. Sounds so clean. Yeah, we're not gonna play it. We're not gonna play it. We're like, I said, yeah, because the rapper out here isn't black enough. I'm like, bro, I was raised on 7 Mile my whole life. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know anything other than being black.
Yeah, they killed with that garbage. I went to a mixed school elementary and I sounded like a white person. So you're too corny, Jeff. I'm just being me.
Yeah.
I ain't gotta be like you.
And like to say I don't sound black enough for white, it's like that's ignorant because the term would be proper. And it's like so it's like
so black brothers can't be proper.
Exactly.
Dr. King, Malcolm X, all the people back in the day.
Marcus Garvey, the people we look to.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. So, it was kind of discouraging, but I knew that there would be more people like me out there. I just knew I had to get there, I had to figure it out. And I remember I got a one-way ticket. I was staying in an Airbnb, so I figured it out. I figured out. Sold my Mustang to my
the Mustang.
Remember the green Mustang? The convertible?
Oh, you did have man. I miss luxury. Ooh, my baby. Woo!
I sold that.
Might get to know one day.
I love that car till this day. Like I said, I just figured it out. A lot of help from my family for sure. but it was tough, but it led to like a lot of opportunities. Even like songs that I've created now, or created like especially during the pandemic, I never thought they would become what they would become. There's a song. I'm happy we're saying this here because someone knows this. We have some listeners. If someone knows how this process works, hopefully you'll know. I don't know, but there's a song that I wrote with a friend of mine. She's an artist. And so we wrote it on FaceTime during the pandemic because, of course, I had my son. I'm not going.
Yeah.
We work like in person now, but at the time we weren't doing that. But there's a song that I wrote or co-wrote, and it got played on General Hospital.
Oh wow!
14 episodes.
Congrats.
Appreciate it. No, I'm sorry, 17 episodes.
Wow.
That season won an Emmy for the best daytime drama. Now the question is, since it was on so many episodes, technically, do we have an Emmy for that? I would assume so, because it was on 17 episodes.
And did y'all have a set pay already for the song?
They paid us through our, of course, residual. Except they give us.
Maybe that could be bumped up for. Maybe that song contribute to bringing in the viewers more.
And that's what I was thinking, because it was on so many episodes, and they said that never happens. But as far as like the pay, it was just just your regular sync fee.
Okay.
And then we get paid mechanicals off the back end.
Okay.
But I mean, like I said, I would have never gotten that opportunity. You know what I mean? Like even being in Atlanta, and that's part of the reason I left Atlanta because
everybody there.
It was just too urban, and I like the song we made is completely different. It's more like folk based.
Okay.
And like blues based.
I mean, you gotta, and I was one that used to mock classical music in the choir when they say, like, dude, why are we singing this stuff? When you let us do 4-part harmony, it sounds smooth, but you got soprano, alto, bass, tenor, barrel. Why are we doing this crap like this?
Singing Gloria. Gloria Sole Deo, Gloria, Gloria.
They were like, well, what's one of your favorite artists? Brian McKnight. He do classical. I'm like, man, get out of town. You know what I'm talking about.
Definitely did classical.
He like, yeah, Kanye, like, I was stupid saying that crappy old, but like, go back and listen to it. Close your eyes. You're going to hear classical in that music. I'm like, man, I'm prove this fool wrong. I'm doing it right now. I got my headphones.
Blew your mind.
Oh my God. I like Alicia Keys, put her on. Like, all these people, what?
Like falling, like it's straight classical.
Blew my mind. Like, I did not realize, okay, all right, I mess with this stuff now.
Yeah.
It ain't a joke. Everybody uses it. It's
everybody uses it, bro. And that's the thing, like in Atlanta, it was such a lack of that, and I felt myself kind of like, again, falling out of love with it because it wasn't as creative. Like I'd go to the studio, oh, we're doing this, and I'm kind of like, yeah, we can do that with our eyes closed, but let's be more creative because more people want to hear more creativity.
And when I dropped out and went back to Wayne to finish, it was just, I ain't had a love for them more either.
Yeah.
But Jesus Forgave Me, the first track off the first album, my man put that up. I'm like, ooh. You can write your autobiography to that.
And they got you right back into it.
Then it's like you're talking to like you're a musician and everything else. You're not whole.
Yeah.
You guys still make music and do everything else. Figure it out.
That's it.
And it's true because Jim there, go to graveyard, chop my pops, really got some deep thoughts, but that's a sanctuary.
Yeah.
Like I try to do every year on my birthday. I love being in the studio all day.
Yeah.
That's like an epic birthday present, just making some dope music.
Yeah.
Because ain't no feeling like that. It's like you trying to do something way better than what you ever done. Like,
yeah,
I made that. Like, whoa. Like, track I made that before my nephew got murdered, we was going to work on. I'm like, yeah, this son, he definitely like, oh, yeah, we're going to do something this.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, I'm still making it, just he ain't going to be on it.
Yeah, and that's tough. Things like that's tough.
Yeah.
But, like, it also gives you, like, more drive,
Yeah, I try to go hard now and think about him, like, here talk about him, like, because for me, I ain't go for a while, like, you ain't been back because what happened? Because you think him because y'all was talking about music last time you saw him. Like, oh, man, what the hell?
Nah, trust me, I get it. Like,
but you got to just go hard.
Yeah, you just got to go in there and just, like, erase the slate every time, it's okay.
Like the early episode with Dr. Geneva Dr. Diva Speaks, awesome lady.
Yeah.
She put me on splash. Like before we did the show, like, are you a musician? So show about me, right? Like, yeah. So if I get you to sing,
you gonna do it.
Oh man.
You gonna do
Ain't
it.
nobody came with that angle. Okay. I'm just trying to prop you up, but okay, man. If you want me to, and I just started hitting my head like, don't be no punk, go hard.
Yeah.
That's your nephew.
Yeah.
Let them know you nice in these streets.
Yeah. You gotta be who you are. Let them know, like you said.
Now, when did you get your breaks where you working at now? How did
that? Man, there's been so many like points, like it's tough to.
Cause I'm proud of hell of you, brother.
I appreciate it.
What are you doing out there? Nice.
I appreciate it. I think the one for me, like, it really changed everything, came from one of my dogs, like one of my closest friends. We don't talk every day, but we talk for like hours. My homie Queso.
Okay.
He's from Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay.
Omaha, Nebraska. There are black people in Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah.
As you know,
that's true.
We've watched Belly, so we know toughest dude in Omaha. So let's say toughest guy in Nebraska. That's what it was. But anyway, I was in L.A. Working at a barbershop, and he's like, "Yo, bro, I'll be out there soon." He's like, "My publishing company has me on a bunch of different sessions. I want you to roll with me." Fast or rewind that back. Queso owned the barbershop that I worked at in Atlanta.
Who's that?
The dude from Omaha.
Okay.
He owned the bar because he lived in Atlanta. That's actually where I met him.
Okay.
And he owned the barbershop, and I said, he's like, he's interviewing me, like, "What do you do?" I'm like, "Well, I'm a songwriter." He said, "Oh, I am too. I wrote this, and this. And he's like, "Okay, so let's work this out. I'll take you into any session you want to go to." And this guy worked at the time in Atlanta with everybody. He still works with everybody.
Nice.
He's like, "I'll take you to any session or any studio set, studio you want to go to. I just need you to help me run this barbershop because I know nothing about it." He said, "I just put my money in there because I'm trying to, make." We said, "I know nothing about this barbershop." Excuse me, industry. Mm-hmm. I'm like, "Oh, that's easy." I'm like, "So for sure." So every night, as soon as I close the shop, "Yo, where you at?" "All right, bet. We're going to this studio session." So, he sold the barbershop. A week later, I moved to LA. So I'm in LA. I was there for probably like a couple months working at this barbershop, hated it. He calls me, he's like, "Yo, bro, I'll be there. Would you go to every session with me?" I'm like, "That's a no-brainer." So him and I, we go to like all these sessions, and his publishing company, they're like, "Yo," and like I was already working with like a few people before, through like a bunch of guys that I work with, my family that I work with, not a bunch of guys, they're my family for sure, that I work with from here.
Okay.
But none of that mattered. You know what I mean? At that point, none of that mattered. So Queso's like, "Yo, so, just be yourself." You know what I mean? Because he knows it was like, be yourself. So we go in there, go to a bunch of different sessions, and his publisher, the guy who signs him, is like, "So who are you signed to?" I'm like, "Nobody." He's like, "All right, we're going to work something out." And because I was writing a lot of the stuff, there'd be times where Queso would just like walk in a different room, and I'm like, "All right, I write it." And I'm just writing stuff. Queso comes back, "All right, bet. So how are we doing it?" "All right, cool." So we're both co-writing now.
Okay.
So it was like a lot of that, So then his publisher's like, "Yo, you're pretty good." He's like, "And I see that you know a lot of people as well. Let's talk." And we end up making it all make sense. And and ever since then, I've just been rolling. I've been rolling.
Nice.
But like I said, the barbering helped as well. Like being able to barber for a lot of people.
Yeah, because you definitely run across everybody.
Yeah,
cutting hair.
And it's like another one of my homies. He made sure, like, because he's the drummer for her.
Okay.
And he's Tiana Taylor's creative director.
That's dope artist.
He's like, "Yo, whatever I do, it's like I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna keep sending people to you as far as barbering." And while that's happening, he's like, "Yo, he's an amazing." Like while I'm there with them, he's an amazing songwriter. "Oh, for real? Let's hear some stuff." And I always have stuff to play, so that played a huge part. So just just really being in the right place at the right time, God just aligning it.
A family teacher Hammond always saying your name in rooms that you don't even know about.
Don't even know about.
Like, who's this person? Okay, then write that down. Get in contact with them.
Yeah, and that's literally how it worked. But Queso played like the biggest role because, like I said, that allowed me to like get established within that realm. Like the songwriting realm and in that world in LA. Of course, like still working, but that really gave me like the start I needed to push and to kick. And I'm like, okay, I can actually do this. Because there are a million songwriters in LA. So it's just like, what makes you different?
The day Kobe died, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I had to do that project, and I was asking a lot of y'all to tell me what y'all think of it.
Yeah.
I was blown away. It's like, a lot of people say they're going to do music, but I saw you actually was working on it. I did it. Like, he's
that was
real.
my mom's birthday, as a matter of fact. Same day. Yep.
Like,
I remember that.
Like, that inspired me to do more. I'm like, you never know who watching. For real.
Yeah. Like, that played a huge role. Like, you know, I told you that played a huge role because, like, I didn't know anybody else that was actually doing music. Everyone says they're going to do it, or, you know.
Yeah, I'm like, too, like, they ain't made a bar or.
And everyone's rapping, too. That's another thing. It's like, you know, like, my favorite group, call me old school, is Jodeci. We know what Jodeci stood for. We know exactly what they're trying to accomplish. You know, so it's like, okay. And when I got older, Boys to Men. And those are your groups. I know that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like.
New Edition, because they had a combination of rapping and singing.
And I became a huge New Edition fan when I got older, especially like before the movie. Like really before the movie.
Gotcha.
And then the movie came out, and I'm like, oh, I'm a bigger fan now. You know, because.
And it's the funny part. I only used to rap because my friends, we always had capping sessions.
Yeah, that's.
They be drinking, smoking weed, and they capping like, okay, I'm corny, but you ain't gonna keep sassing me with these caps.
No, that's
no put respect on my name. So I got a little pocket, so I'm gonna figure this thing out.
That's kind of how I got
started. I'm just a nigga in this world, keep saying, all right. And so I started throwing in cartoon references like, I was like, yeah, stop talking smack to me. So he was like, you should rap and sing, Jeff. Like, I don't smoke weed no more. I ain't mad at the world. Like, if you did it, you do it. Trust you got that flavor. Like,
that's honestly, it's funny,
but it does work.
Dubs, he used to have a rap book.
Really?
He'd probably kill me if I said I don't care. But he had a rap book, and that I used to read that joint, and that helped.
He got a little flow though.
Yeah, we saw that
yesterday. Cards, talking man.
Start rapping.
Go back, channel. Okay, you got a little something. Okay.
That played a part too. But like you said, it's going back and forth with my friends, especially in high school. I said I can rap. You know what I mean? So I was. But as time progressed, like you know, like. You were like, yo, man, it's cool to sing. I'm like, oh, it is cool to sing. Women love singing.
See, I was the dude with the rose to put the suit on. Like, no, you can be all Tim's and Thug Dizzle. I'm going to be this 70 soul brother and get the lady. But you got to, as I learned as I get older, you need to mix Boyz II Men, Tupac, and Will Donald.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
Yeah.
Take a lot of trial to figure that out because don't want nobody too nice, don't want nobody too crazy.
And that's why
you got to be just right.
You can't be, no disrespect to these guys, I'm a huge fan. You can't be Jagged Edge. You can't go around beating everybody up.
Nah.
Amazing music, though. It's like one of my favorite groups.
Yeah, a lot of artists have issues.
Yeah, for sure. Can't be Jagged Edge. Gotta pray for them.
Yeah, you gotta pray for them.
No, that's real. I'm a huge Jagged Edge fan, so I didn't
mean
any disrespect. They see this. Don't you know.
Yeah, a lot of them great talents.
What they say on that BMF, don't cut my water off. Don't cut my water off.
So through your journey, what would you say is your biggest challenge?
Honestly, my biggest challenge through it all is not even remaining focused. It's kind of like, honestly, sometimes staying motivated, not as far as even being like,
okay,
not being motivated as far as like doing the work. It's more so like I'll make a song and I love it so much. Or really, I guess it'd be like becoming discouraged more so. Like, can I make a song better than that one? And then I'm like, okay, now it's time to go back in the studio. Let's see if we can recreate it. And then I start to overthink. There you go. That's what I'm trying to say. So overthinking has been my biggest challenge. But then, like, it takes no time to get out of my head.
I mean, that's been my competition since I don't know. And like the last 4 songs on the first album, like better than last. Okay, that's the new formula. Every song got to be better than the last.
It has to.
You suck.
Yeah.
Like, no. Yeah, that's fire, but scratch it. That could be better. That needs to be lava then. You need to figure something out.
Absolutely. It has to set a standard. Because if it doesn't set a standard, then it's like, what are you doing? Like, straight up, like, what are you doing? Like, this doesn't make any sense. I'm just passing time because I can make music. And as creative, you need those outlets. But at the same time, it's like, It has to make sense.
Now, funniest moment in the studio with my producer. I could have sworn I told him I took piano class at Wayne State because I'm bass piano.
Yeah.
And he didn't let me touch the board, like, well, just show stuff. And when he was like, wait a minute, you got me doing all the work. You know how to play piano, Jeff?
Get to it.
Like, get out the way. Go on, get back here. Like, are you going to let me drive the car? Man, that was the greatest feeling ever.
That's fire.
Ever.
That's fire.
And the first song I worked on was on the second album, You Will Not Break. Song
That's
about
fine.
my whole marriage issues.
Yeah.
And I just closed. I know even at the house in the basement, I would just close my eyes and just start playing.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Ooh, record that." I'm like, "Oh,
we got
I
something.
didn't know I got that in my pinky toe." I'm like, okay. And every time I hear that song, that piano just like, wow.
Yeah.
That's your first time he let you drive the car.
That's tough.
Man, that's amazing feeling.
That's tough.
Amazing feeling. Well, I need to promote you. What you got going on? Let people know about it.
Oh man, there's a lot.
Let them know.
So I'm managing this artist now.
Okay.
And co-managing another.
Now don't be no Big Red now.
Nah,
9 to 5 hours. No, don't be doing like that,
people
man.
over the balcony. Now, I'm managing this artist. His name is Keon Ball. He's from North Carolina, but he lives out in LA.
Okay.
He's pretty fire.
What type of style of music?
Man, actually classic R&B.
Okay.
Like real
nice.
classic R&B. He just actually completed he just sent it to me the other day, a Luther cover.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'll play it for you.
Okay.
It's pretty good. He's fire. So that I've been working with this artist. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Super Duper Kyle. He made a song called I Spy a few years ago.
I think I heard that before.
That I spy with my little eye.
I did hear that before the radio.
So his best friend is like a brother to him, is also like a brother to me.
Okay.
So like, we're working together, and Sonny's like, his name's Sonny Norway. I say that's my dog. He actually drove me to the airport at 4 a.m. so I could be here. So that's my dog. That's my son's uncle. That's my dog. So Sonny, he's like, yo, bro, like I'm pulling to the studio. Let's rock out like we normally do. Like, for sure. So we go there, and Kyle's there, we just work, so got a few things with him, hopefully dropping soon. There's an artist I'm co-writing with. It's like one of my favorite people.
Okay.
She's like a sister to me for sure.
Awesome.
And she's her name's Deanna Stewart. Like we're working all the time. We're writing the music. We're vocal producing the music. We're I'm engineering the joints, like everything, like from top to bottom. We're picking the beats, like, we're doing everything, like us. Similar to 3 of us. My boy Jamal, he's a visual artist named Seth. We're all just together like at least once or twice a week, just, getting songs done. That's been like really, really, really fun. But also like we're accomplishing a lot with that. Working with a guy named Katil, he signed to Atlantic, super talented, a guy named Perry. He's on tour with Tone Stith right now. A&R for my boy Ober Roland, who signed to Big Sean. He's like a brother of mine, grew up in my neighborhood.
Okay.
Said he's also signed to Ethica Records. So I'm A&R and his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot, man, honestly. I'm just grateful, you know what I mean? Just blessed to actually have these opportunities.
Man, you're going to do 2 songs on my 3rd album. So.
Yeah, we've already talked about that.
Yeah, so put you to work.
and working on Jeff's next project.
There you go.
But like I said, man, I'm just enjoying it. There's a lot of other things that like I can't think of right now, but it's honestly, I'm grateful that my mom put me in those camps that I didn't want to go to. I cried because I wanted to come home from.
You saw something.
Yeah, Dub's always saying, "Why don't you do this? Why don't you do this?" I'm like, "Yo, you don't understand." But in actuality, he's like, "Yo, well, I think you dope." So that's why
he always. I never always say that.
Yeah, he
just got to stay with it.
Yeah, he's been pushing me since I used to get my foot stuck in the front of the bike tire.
Wow, that's taking way back.
Yeah, so he, he's always like, pushed me to keep going. But, just like I said, there's so much, there's so much to be grateful for that it's like, it's tough to keep track of it all. But, now like the biggest motivation to keep all that going is Cameron. and my wife. So
now when I get my merchandise, I'm definitely seeing some. You
gotta send baby stuff too. Gotta send baby stuff too.
Gotta get the whole family rock middle ground. Let them know.
There you go.
Let them know.
Yeah. So
now, what would you say has been your impact since you've been on this job?
That's tough. Everyone that I come in contact with always leaves with a good story, or they'll imitate me to other friends, and then they'll do it to me as soon as I see it. So it's always funny, but it's like, even if like I'm working on a song and I don't even like put like a word but give a few melodies, like you can tell, you can hear that and say, okay, I see what his influence was or is on that joint. So I guess it would be more so my impact on everything that I've done, and I feel like within the industry is just to be like resilient, and and just be a chameleon, if you will, like change when necessary, but still remain yourself.
Now, who is your person you looked up to?
Oh man,
I forgot to ask you that one. No, man, was Babyface.
I got 4.
Okay,
I got 5.
Yeah, Babyface number 1. I might have 5 too, but he definitely number 1.
No, Babyface is amazing, and I
was when they made LaFace, I marveled that everybody went platinum because they know he worked on the album. Like I gotta be like that guy.
I wasn't a fan of Babyface until I became older because I didn't understand. Like I used to always love Whip Appeal. My mom used to play Whip Appeal all the time, and I didn't understand.
Have you ever heard 7 Seas?
No.
That I forgot which album I saw. I think the '96 album. The chorus is so sick.
I'm gonna listen to that. After this, we're definitely
that chorus blew my mind. Like
I've never heard that joint.
Wow.
Because my favorite Babyface record, I'm gonna say my 5 in a second, but my favorite Babyface record is a record he didn't even sing on, but he wrote. Wasn't it the After 7 song, Heat of the Moment?
He wrote a lot for his brother group.
And Ready or Not, like After 7, I became a huge fan after 7.
After 7 was awesome.
Heat of the Moment, forget about it. That's an amazing record. The whole New Jack Swing era. Okay, so my top 5, and most my top 5 influences. Let's go with no order. Pete Wentz, who was the lead singer of Fall Out Boy, but he was responsible for the majority of everything that they were doing, whether it was like the writing side of it, but he was also running the label, which had like your Fall Out Boys. It had Paramore on there. It had Gym Class Heroes, like all these different big.
Fall Out Boy played a lot of stuff was played on Smallville.
Yeah, and that was like honestly, Fall Out Boy is one of my biggest influences, like in music, like ever. So Pete Wentz from Fall Out Boy. Oh my goodness, Pete Wentz from Fall Out Boy. Roger Troutman. Of course, like I said, my dad played Computer Love. Just the whole joint. I remember being in the car, 5, 6 years old. My mom, 7 years old, playing Zappa Rogers' Greatest Hits. Not because she wanted to listen to it. I went and bought the CD. I don't care what people say. I'm gonna love you anyway. It's going crazy.
My brother put me up on Marvin Gaye in 8th grade. His Greatest Hits.
That's a classic.
Sam Cooke in '96.
Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke.
That guy, like, this dude's awesome.
I have a funny story. My mom, I'm pretty sure my mom's watching. She's probably going to get mad at me and call me after this story. But I have an aunt out in West Virginia, and I'm pretty sure my mom probably told you this story. But my Aunt Shalana, she used to always hang out with like Marvin Gaye and Lou Rawls. She used to date Lou Rawls. But she broke up with Lou Rawls because she said he was broke and only had one guy.
And then he blew up.
We're crazy. So we were at the house one time. We were at her house.
She let it go too early.
Oh, man. She was at her house. Lou Rawls came on the TV during the infomercial. She said, there goes my Lou. I was looking like, you said he had one gabardine suit and got rid of him. Like, that's not your Lou. That's the world's Lou Rawls.
Him and Sam on Bring It On Home. Ooh.
Yeah, that was a classic. I remember Dr. Tway used to sing that song all the time.
Classic.
So said those two for sure. Tupac.
He on my list.
Tupac, and it's not even like because of his rapping. It's just more so like his impact. But of course, one of my favorite songs is Thug Mansion, one with Anthony Hamilton.
That's a dope song.
Yeah, like that one shed so many tears. Like, you have a brother like Dubs. you can't help but be a Tupac fan. What's that guy? Jodeci. like I said, but overall, just because of like their impact. And honestly, I'm not even gonna say Jodeci. I'll say Missy Elliott because Missy Elliott wrote Phoenix. You can listen to it until she wrote Phoenix. Timbaland produced it.
Well, all of them was under
that camp.
Devontae little basement group,
and then he used to he allegedly tortured. He allegedly.
Yeah, I'm like, you had all them genuine, all them. You weren't putting them out. That's like what Michael Bivins had. Bill 10 put all them people out.
Exactly.
At least get some exposure.
Yeah, for
sure. Gotta put them out.
And number 5, honestly, my number 5 most influential person. It's always tough. Like if I go rap, I say T.I. because I've never seen T.I. cower down. Like I've been a fan of T.I. since I'm serious. Like I used to have that CD, played it all the time. It's between T.I. and music-wise, it would be this is gonna be funny, but Cameo.
Cameo was dope in the 80s.
Yeah, but like, I played like in high school. I played a lot of Cameo. Like
your generation, like what you know about that?
And it's funny because like it'd be a group of us. It'd be myself, it'd be my brother Dwayne, and we would all be playing like 2K like on Friday nights. We would be like at my mom's house or at his grandmother's house. And my cousins Mike and Mark from Pontiac, and we would always be listening to like old school music. We'd have 3 TVs set up. We're at my house, we have 2. One at one side of the room, one on the other side of the room, having tournaments playing 2K and staying out of trouble and listening to Cameo, like blast. And my mom didn't care. She's like, well, as long as they're in the house. So we're blasting Cameo like loud.
Nice.
So those were like my big, and then he used to always play Cameo too. So those were like my biggest influences.
Wow.
For sure.
I had to get my 5. Babyface.
Of course.
Prime Night.
That's tough.
A lot of people I started liking. I always look through someone who wrote it.
Same here.
Something like, oh, he did everything. I want to be like that.
Yeah.
R. Kelly, he had issues. Pray for him, but
I wanted to put R. Kelly on the list.
The talent God gave that man. Unfortunately, listed dealt with some other stuff.
Yeah.
He could cover any genre of music.
I wanted to put R. Kelly on the list. Yeah.
I want to be able to, I can make a dope song and pick a genre, I can make a dope song.
Yeah, R. Kelly is like he's the greatest. But his, if you can separate the man from the music, or
he's trouble.
Yeah, then but that's why I was kind of like scared to put him on that list. But no, R. Kelly is
what Floyd made with other people. A lot of people trouble.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot. Yeah, Floyd is definitely But no, I agree with like if I can replace anybody on that list, it'd be Cameo for R. Kelly.
Then I learned about Will Donald. I didn't know about R&B jazz was a thing.
Yeah.
That's a grown man stuff right there. Like that helped me out. Like, wow. Like stop, look, listen with him and Gerald Albright. Ooh, like
I know Gerald.
That saxophone, like, duh, like, okay.
I've never heard that project.
Help me write me something a little better than his pop, because through all of his music, you would feel what he was writing about.
Yeah, absolutely. Every song.
Like Brenda's Got a Baby.
Yeah.
It's so raw on what he was talking about that girl went through. Like, well, you heard stories like that read in the paper coming up back in the day. So like, dang. But he actually talking about it.
Yeah.
They give you a party song. They give you Dear Mama.
Yeah.
They give you talking smack. We're gonna have words.
We're gonna do what we gotta do.
He give you like, well, he's Gemini. He give you all different emotions.
Yeah.
And fifth person.
That's tough.
Nice shots, people. I'll probably throw Phil Collins in there.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Phil Collins is
In the Air gotta be one of his dopest songs.
I would just say, I'd say overall, that might be that's like top 10 greatest songs.
He was the drummer at Genesis. Like, oh, he's the drummer? Like,
yeah.
All these hits he had, like, dog.
That's top 10 songs ever. And honestly, no, it's top 5 songs ever made. I think saying the top 10 songs is disrespectful.
Dude, you gotta check out, I think his last concert or last concert in Paris.
Yeah.
He did True Colors a cappella with some people. I think Gerald Albright was on that sax, and that thing sounds just like the water whistling. Like, whoa. I didn't know that acapella sound like that with that dude and these people. That's better than with the music playing.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna check that out. You give me a list of homework.
Yeah. And some people like you listen to everything like Backstreet and all them people. So I listen to them like it's music.
I know
the dude from Full Force was making it.
Yeah, he was.
What you tripping on?
He was.
So what's the problem?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't care what your colors do. Sound good.
Yeah, like I know, like this is crazy, but I know almost like every NSYNC song during that whole run there.
Yeah,
it was amazing music.
Yeah, it was.
You know, so
and then as I got older, I started going back to at least 1940.
See, that's
Frankie
funny.
Lyman, a lot of them cats Lyman.
My mom and I used to listen to big band like Ben Goodman and all that, like Pennsylvania 65000, like all that, which is crazy. Now think about it, I shouldn't even know about that, but we used to literally like drive in a Windstar. You know,
I've been Windstar.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Windstar.
And we used to listen to like Ben Goodman and all them dudes, like all big band.
Okay.
Count Basie. My mom used to put me like a lot of music. I used to listen to like a lot of Luther Vandross and Sade in the car with her. Dubs and I used to hate Sade for years because we used to always go to West Virginia and she used to always play in Vogue, Sade, and what was the other one? It was there was another one too.
My number 6 would be Keith Sweat.
Wow.
Because the way he helped write a lot of Keisha Cole stuff.
Yeah, you can tell.
He's a hell of a talent when it comes to making the music and putting the song together.
You could definitely
might not like his voice, but
you gotta respect
the composition, the music put together. Like,
yeah,
I mess with it. Okay,
yeah,
you doing your thing though.
My number 6 honestly would have to be. This is a wild card, but Craig David. Like, that's when I learned
the 7 Day song, dude.
Yeah. Because I learned that you can actually do cadences. You can make them up. You can take almost a rap cadence and make that into an R&B song. And I said,
interesting.
You're like his whole like first project is
that first album was dope.
That's one of, to me, it's like one of the most influential albums I've ever heard. So I listen to that till this day. Like when I'm just chilling, then you see a lot of dudes like Drake and like Party Next Door and The Weeknd. They're all taking Craig David sound.
You're right.
It's Craig
They
David's
are from
music.
the tree of that.
Yeah, they're from the Craig David tree.
Because you look at like Neo Soul, you'll think back when music came out. And Jill Scott and all them are like, yep.
Yeah.
Then you might just say, well, y'all sound like D'Angelo from 95. Y'all just morphed into other cooler stuff.
That's true.
And I think it's hard songs lately because that bass, oh my God.
Yo, D'Angelo and like Bilal in music, those three doesn't get to be better than to me.
The third song or fourth song on the second album, Fusion. I was in the studio with the producer, Christian, Todd Throne Music, Johnson. And I'm like, my idea, if I throw Santana, Maria.
Oh, that's a classic.
D'Angelo Lady, and Wyclef 911 Against the Wall.
Jeez.
What would that sound like?
Those are three of the greatest songs.
And we came to that music, I'm like, oh, that sounds pretty good.
That's what I'm looking for.
That sounds pretty good.
Sheesh. Those three are like
classics.
Yeah, like
Santana, that guitar is sick.
Yeah. The chorus on Maria was nuts. Yeah, that was nothing short of.
You laughed at Wyclef singing, but what he talking about, you felt.
Yeah, about to say it was so like passionately written in the way he said, I'm messing around with you. And then Mary J said, I'll save you. I'll save you. Just relax. Yeah. You're screaming too much.
And like R&B ain't there, but that passion you don't really hear in the song.
Yeah.
Like you don't believe what you're talking about. They just gave you a script and you just you sing it to it.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like you don't hear that emotion anymore, and that's why Puff was saying like R&B is dead. It wasn't even like the actual genre is dead. It's just that emotion.
And a lot of times with my producer, because he like the Christian Dr. Dre. That do bad. But I be doing certain stuff with songs like no, keep that in.
Yeah,
it's gonna suck that emotion in. Like the last song, What Up Though. That beginning, like wow.
Yeah.
And I got that guitar riff, like I'm trying to suck you in.
Yeah.
When you hear this song, like
emotion.
okay,
it's emotion.
I got you. Like people remember that because you be driving wherever you might be mad, but like, wait a minute, I just do take it.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, I'm rock with that. I mess with it.
Nah, that's important. It's funny because that's what we're doing with Deanna. Like Deanna and I, like we're, of course, like I love Summer Walker's music. Okay. I think it's fire. I love listening to Kaylani, and they're great at what they do, but I feel there's like a void outside of them. There's like a void within, like, there's a huge gap between them and I would say like I said Keisha Cole. I thought because she used to always give, or Fantasia, they used to always give their all.
Yeah.
And the thing with like Deanna, she can like sing, like she can like go, but she knows exactly when to have to,
And it's crazy because people
crazy.
I listened to in the 90s.
Or not go crazy.
Everybody going to concert, they do one because like, well, the people you post to tap for who got next, like, you sound like nothing.
Yeah, it all sounds.
You all trying to be rappers.
Yeah, it's like Frank Ocean said, auto-tune, and I love auto-tune, but it's like zero emotion, muted emotion. Because everyone is, like you said, everyone's trying to be a rapper. So
and I forgot about Lionel Richie. That dude was phenomenal.
Lionel was good. My mom always tells me, you need to start writing music like Lionel Richie. I'm like, all right, bro. I love you, but we're not doing that.
Well, I would say listen to, I call it Love album.
I definitely haven't heard it. I will listen to it. Everything you say, listen to it.
Rafael Sadiq helped write on some stuff, some other artists.
That's crazy.
You will see the approach to each different song.
It makes sense.
You're like, okay. Because back in A, you think, the poppy.
Yeah.
No, he comes himself.
I'm going to check it out.
And then his Forever album, those two albums, like to me, the last two were, he threw some R&B soul to that thing. Like, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to check it out.
I rock with you, dog.
Because there's like a lot of stuff like, I've been diving back into, so I'm definitely going to check that out. Yeah, I'm definitely going to check those out.
Okay. And last question I ask everybody, what advice do you have someone trying to find their purpose?
Take your time. Take your time. Don't rush anything. And, when you feel that you have it, pray on it, fast on it, believe, stand on it, and don't let anybody tell you that, you can't do it. Like, you just.
Oh, yeah, I heard that a lot. You ain't got to look, Jeff. Like, I'm going to get the look eventually, but what it sound like.
Yeah. And that's what it comes down to. Like, is it you? Is it believable? I mean, there are a lot of people out here that are, that may get to the destination you want to get to and may get there faster than you. But it's like you can't let that discourage you because, like Nipsey would say, your marathon is your marathon.
Yeah.
You got to run your own race. You got
lessons you got to learn on your journey.
Yeah.
Some might suck.
But you got to learn.
Get there.
It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. And you're going to enjoy the journey way more than you did, the final part, the final destination. But you got to enjoy that journey.
So I know now I sit back and look at, well, by the time I was, 22, working around older people, they give me knowledge all the time. I really couldn't relate to my homeboys because they were still clubbing. Like, I'm thinking about the future. Okay, I still want to do music or this and that. We ain't vibing the same.
Yeah.
But now I'm doing this. Like, that's why you're who you are. So you can oddly help someone find a purpose, which I could never tell them. That's not. I'm be doing the podcast. I'm talking some smack on that call it.
Yeah.
And meeting so many amazing people. Like, wow.
Yeah.
They actually rock with me.
Yeah.
This is your first time doing the podcast?
Believe it or not, man, I was actually the producer of a sports podcast in L.A. for like.
What?
Yeah, we had Rob Parker and everything on there.
Okay.
You didn't know that?
Nah.
Well, I
know you doing all that.
Yeah, we did it for about like a year. Then
you behind the scene, you was on there.
Both.
Okay.
But Cam was also, the pandemic happened and also Cam was born. So I'm like, I gotta stay home a little more, with the wife. And so, but nah,
okay.
It was still my boys, like they're doing great things. The guys are on the podcast. It was called Sports Talk with Mark and DP, and I was producer G on there.
Okay.
So yeah, but this is like
I came across the episode before.
Yeah.
Didn't know you doing all that.
But this is like my first actual podcast where I'm actually discussing,
Yeah, this first one to have a music person and really discuss the music stuff.
Yeah, I appreciate being,
awesome.
I do appreciate.
Hey, I mean, it's unfortunate how this stuff turned out. Like, he in town.
Yeah.
I know next time he'll be in town.
No, for sure.
To get this one done.
I appreciate, the invite, man. I always appreciate the inspiration, you know what I mean, and the words and everything, bro. Like I do appreciate it.
You got great singer. I see it. You already let people know about it.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Well, it's been another great episode, my younger brother, songwriter, vocal producer, cousin Gairyd, which I never knew that was his name. I learned a lot today. Like, yeah, I gotta call this dude. I suck at calling people. I gotta ask him, what are you doing? What's your name now?
Yeah, he would said that I looked like.
Are you on the Masked Singer? Was that you?
Did you see that?
No.
I actually was on Masked Singer. I wasn't singing, but
you was?
See? I just showed it to Dubs a second ago.
See, America. I'm sitting up here like
I wasn't singing, but
who is this guy? I don't know this man. Right? I just got the light on like the CIA. Like, who are you? Where were you last night? What's really going on? We got to check behind this dude, man. But I hope y'all having fun on the weekend. I ain't bought nothing yet, food wise. I hope y'all got your food together, doing your thing.
Do that ourselves.
Oh wow! Well, since I was doing that, I need to let all these people know. So we ain't done yet because a lot of people had posted, and I always put the stuff up here. We got Rolanda. Appreciate you showing love. I know your mom did it. There she go.
Yeah, my aunt Sarah
said hello. Oh yeah, okay. Your mom liking the conversation. Oh, your mom had a question. So, what advice will you give to someone trying to get into the field?
Just stay consistent. Don't accept no for an answer. Don't take anything personal. Like a lot of people, if they get like a rejection or someone doesn't like return a text, and I used to have a problem with this. Like you take it personal and like write that person off, but you can't really afford to do that. You know, you just gotta say, okay, well, let me keep working. Hopefully, we'll cross paths again. Never count anybody out.
All right, we got Joyce Braham. I'm a hip hop artist. My music is crossover. I need a break to get my music on the radio. My artist name is Harriet Tubman of the Hood.
No fire.
Next one he got, can you give me some suggestions?
Honestly, I would.
That's a dope name, Joyce.
Look at a bunch of playlists. I guess like, heck, go to events. You know, like if you can, go to like a lot of networking events. You know, be more. I know my mom's, but don't say it. But be more. Try to be more transparent, like with people. You know, just allow yourself to, you know, really like network, because that's really all it is when it comes down to it. You know, just doing that, doing research on playlists to see exactly where your music would fit best, and that really helps a lot.
And a little music management I had, utilize your platforms.
Utilize your platform.
If you got a Facebook Live, Instagram Live, get on there, start doing your music, or do a TikTok, do your music.
Yeah.
Someone catch you. Get on YouTube.
Yeah, because all it takes is one person. I know that dude Lil B said all he had was one person to really listen. It just blew from there. Yeah, like I said, she was talking about one of those stories my mom's talking about. So
don't say it. Right. I was trying to put all the comments up here, but you know, being in person, it wouldn't look cool. We did a little itty bitty screen, so we couldn't do it like that. We had to make it widescreen. Glad I checked. So we hope y'all enjoy your holiday. Soon to be weekend. I don't know what I'm gonna cook. Figure out something.
Yeah, we got to get it together ourselves. Sheesh.
I'm gonna play this outro. Y'all have a good one.